Benishmartim et nafsho seichem, developing a healthy body image. Benishmartim et nafsho seichem means to safeguard our bodies. Our bodies are meant to be honored, respected, cherished, and taken care of. Today, we're going to talk about ways in which we think about our body, why we think in those ways, how to break away from negative thoughts, and to ultimately develop a healthier self-image. Now, knowing what you know about your body, see if you can, without a mirror, write down at least 5 things that you think about your body. I'm going to give you a little time now. Now that you've written 5 things that you think about your body, what was easier to think of, the positive or the negative? I'm assuming it was probably the negative. And today we're going to talk about why is it that we immediately turn towards these negative thoughts about our bodies. Now before we get to that question, I want to ask you on a separate page to write down, what do you think our bodies should look like? If we could control the way our bodies look, what would they look like? Take some time to write down what you think that our bodies should look like. And now I want to ask you, what do we think will happen to us when our bodies look the way that they should look? Is there anything that we think we'll gain in our lives if our bodies look a specific way? And I think what a lot of people answer is that we just assume we're going to be happier, we're going to be more popular, we're going to have all these wonderful things happen to us when our bodies look a certain way. And I want to read to you from a TED Talk by Cameron Russell, who talks about how looks aren't everything. She says, "Believe me, I'm a model." So Cameron discusses in her last question how people always ask Cameron, what is it like to be a model? And I'm going to read to you what she answers. I think the answer that they're looking for is if you're a little bit skinnier and if you have shinier hair, you'll be so happy and fabulous. And when we're backstage, we give an answer that maybe seems a little like that. We say, it's really amazing to travel. It's amazing to get to work with creative, inspired, and passionate people. And those things are always true, but they're only half of the story. Because the thing that we never say on camera, that I've never said on camera, is I'm insecure. And I'm insecure because I have to think about what I look like every day. And if you're ever wondering if I have thinner thighs and shinier hair, will I be happier? You just need to meet a group of models, because they have the thinnest thighs and the shiniest hair and the coolest clothes, and they're the most physically insecure women on the planet. Where does this desire to become thin and to have a certain body image come from? And why are we so focused on the way that we project ourselves? And why do we think that our bodies should look different than they actually are? So I think that there are a bunch of reasons. We're probably familiar on some level with them. So even though we try to safeguard our communities from magazines and TV, we're still exposed to so much in advertisements on the street and in stores, and it's very hard to avoid this image of what we think our bodies should look like. Additionally, with the advent of cameras everywhere on Facebook, we take pictures of ourselves way more often, and we feel this inordinate pressure to always look good and be photogenic. Another commonly cited cause for wanting to be a certain way is needing to obtain a specific shidduch. We are very concerned about getting rejection of a shidduch because of the way that we look. So much is based upon looks and how thin we are as women. Many times, and this is why women feel very disconnected from their bodies, is that women's bodies aren't really their own. Women become pregnant, they start nursing, and child rearing can add up to the effect that a woman just doesn't feel connected to her body, and that can cause a whole host of other issues, such as eating disorders and poor body image. One incredible statistic that I think is so important to know is that 1 in every 5 women will develop an eating disorder. So whatever the reason there is, and there are many, we need to reclaim our bodies. We need to learn how to make our bodies our own. So we need to rediscover our bodies through a different lens, through our own lenses. We have these messages of shoulds and wants and needs, and if we want to love our bodies in the here and now, we need to nix these messages. How can we appreciate our bodies as they are now? Well, the first thing we can do is try to break any unhealthy relationships we have with our bodies. We need to learn how to become aware of the thoughts that we have about our bodies. Now, in our exercise that we just recently did, we started to discover what are the thoughts that we have about our bodies, what are the things that we think about our bodies, and the shoulds that we have about our bodies. We really need to learn how to be attuned to what our bodies are saying to us. We need to almost find our body's voice in the thick of all these other voices that we have. And we know where those voices are coming from, where all those thoughts are coming from. We need to learn how to listen to our bodies, not just for the sake of our body image, but also to maintain our emotional and mental well-being. We're not separate from our bodies. They give us important clues as to how we're doing emotionally. Many times our physical pain relates to not dealing with emotional pain and thoughts. So our physical bodies tell us stories that we really need to learn how to listen to and trust. So to do that today, we're going to do 2 different meditations. The first is a mindfulness sensation meditation, where we're going to learn how to feel different sensations in our body and reclaim them as our own. Okay, so sit in a comfortable position with your hands on your lap and try closing your eyes. And I invite you to start our meditation practice. Okay. See if you can take a deep breath in through the nostrils and gently breathe out. I invite you to see if you can find the sensation of where your body is meeting whatever you're sitting on. See if you can feel that sensation. And you may start to notice that it feels uncomfortable or pleasant, but whatever that sensation is, see if you can notice it and stay with the sensation. You may find that your thoughts begin to drift to other things going on in the world around you, to different sounds. That's okay. Whatever's happening can be there, but see if you can gently return your attention to whatever it is that you're feeling. And we're going to continue with this meditation for several minutes. You may start to notice different sensations in your body. Perhaps you're feeling something new in your arm or in your head. That's okay. Simply and gently turn your attention to whatever it is in the physical realm that you're feeling, and try to maintain your attention on that area and what that sensation feels like. And we can continue in silence for the next 5 minutes. Now that we have sat with the body, we can gently open our eyes and notice how that felt in our bodies, how great it felt to be connected with our bodies again. This is a meditation practice that we can do on our own, in a group, and it's just a really great way to get centered within our bodies, to remind ourselves that our bodies are our own. Another meditation practice that I'll talk about is, but we won't actually do today, we won't have time, is the mindfulness body scan meditation. And in that meditation, we go from the top of the head to the toes, and we experience each location in the body, once again becoming much more connected with each part of our body, not just where we're feeling sensations, but developing a connection and what it feels like to stay connected to each part of the body. And the last thing I want to leave you with today are what are some great ways that we can develop a healthier relationship with our body. We talked about meditation, taking the time to sit with the body. Another great practice is yoga. Anything that really connects us to what our bodies are feeling or the sensations of it. Another great way to develop a healthier connection with our bodies is to look at ourselves in the mirror, and instead of reminding ourselves of the thoughts that we had at the beginning, instead try to think of things that are actually really positive, things that we love about our bodies. And we can write ourselves little notes and put them on the mirror, or you can just think of one idea every day. But anything to challenge those thoughts that we have about our bodies. And the third thing that we can do is really take time to enjoy our bodies. We can do things like going to the gym, eating well, anything that anything that enables us to understand what our bodies can, how to nourish our bodies and give it honor. Another thing is to do something pleasurable with our bodies. We can take a bath, or anything that sort of put on a nice lotion, anything where we're luxuriating in our bodies, and that's about it. So thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we learned a couple of things about creating a more positive body image, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.